Hey guys, it's Luke here, your digital concierge at Gramophone. Today we're going to be taking a look at a special one by JBL. This is the limited edition SA750 integrated amplifier, the 75th anniversary matching amp to the 75th anniversary L100 speakers. Honoring the 75th anniversary of JBL, the SA750 is the spiritual successor to the original SA600 amp. Except now it's been updated with modern features while keeping that classic look. So now we're going to dive into those details, find out what JBL has assembled here that's an improvement over the original predecessor, and why this is the perfect companion to the matching 75th anniversary L100 speakers. But before we dive in, make sure you guys get subscribed to the Gramophone channel and click the bell notification icon, because there's a lot more highlights on the way, so don't miss out on anything. Alright guys, let's talk about the features of the SA750. This is a Class G architecture power amp, and Class G is a favorite technology of many Harman products. The reason being is that Class G is much like Class AB, except this has a dual rail power supply, in which it has two different operating modes. The first rail is going to be lower power, the second one is going to be higher power. That way this can run cooler and more efficiently when high power is not being demanded of it, so this doesn't turn into both a space heater and put unnecessary wear and tear on the amp. Technologies such as Class G or Class H have been favorites of mine because they give you all that AB sweetness with few of the downsides. And as I mentioned before, it has another one of my favorite features on almost any product, and that is Dirac room correction. Dirac is one of the finest room correction systems around, and it's one of those things that I feel like needs to find its way into any high-end integrated or preamp, because room correction can make such a difference, especially in this world now where we have these modern spaces that usually just aren't very good acoustically. But a good room correction system can be a big part of fixing that and getting you a better listening experience. And Dirac is one of the best that there is, so it is a very welcome thing to see in this product. The other thing about Dirac is it has a very nice ace up its sleeve, and that after you run your corrections, you can actually adjust the curve to fit your preference. So you can make this amp actually sound a little bit more like something else if you wanted to. This produces a frequency response of a perfect 20 to 20, 20 Hz to 20 kilohertz. It has a total harmonic distortion of 0.002, which is very low, both from a spec sheet standpoint and is well below the threshold of audibility, so it is nigh perfect as far as listening goes. And this has a signal to noise ratio of 1:20, giving it an absolutely humongous dynamic range, and it has a very quiet character. This is a whistly clean amp, but still with that touch of Class G sweetness. And that's why I like Class G. It also features a switchable mains voltage of 110 and 220, so no matter where you are in the world, you can experience the SA750. Alright guys, let's talk about the design of the SA750, and of course, we're going to start with the basics. This is 17.6 inches in width, this is 12.87 inches in depth, and this is 4.48 inches in height. It also weighs 26.4 pounds, being a little bit on the lighter side, but this kind of breaks the usual rule of thumb of quality audio weighing a lot, because that Class G amplification allows you to make usually a lighter weight product. Look at it, it's gorgeous. It's got that same matching teakwood panels on the side, just like the L175s do. The sweet brush finish on the front. Up top is really clean and kind of also to the touch, just as well matted as it is to the eye. You've got very cleanly cut ventilation holes right in the front here that actually add to the styling, if you ask me. And it is just iconic. From its matching look with the speakers to how it harkens back to those days of that birth of the audiophile golden age around the 70s. That's a handsome amp. Also, I love what they did with the front here. You even have the knobs and switches to match, and I like the throw of these switches. They're nice and well sprung. It feels like something kind of old, but still has a enjoyable feel to it, like something that takes you back, but you don't get sick of. The knobs for both input and volume feel really good. You have an adjustable balance knob up here that's nice and tight so you don't accidentally throw it off. You just want to touch it. It's got that tactility that audio used to have. As for how this thing lights up a little bit, take a look at the front display. It's got that kind of vintage amber glow to it, but with a fully functional LED display that tells you what you need to know for a modern age, such as what input you're actually on, whether or not you're using die-rack, what type of phono preamp that you selected, because this can do both moving coil and moving magnet, by the way. And then come over here and just look at that JBL exclamation, all nice and lit up. Even when you power this amp off, that still remains dimly lit to serve both as a standby light and just a cool thing to look at that's going to dress up your room just that little bit. Despite sporting a vintage look, this is a modern day compatibility monster, so let's get into it. This can do so many things. This supports universal plug-and-play streaming, AirPlay 2, and high-resolution Google Cast. So Wi-Fi wise, this thing is ready to go. It even can serve as a Roon endpoint. So for all the popular internet and Wi-Fi based services or means of connection, this has got virtually everything. It even supports full IP control with home automation control systems such as Control4 and Crestron. So again, a vintage unit that blends with the most modern state-of-the-art tech on the inside. On the back, you have 4 different digital inputs. 2 of them are coax, 2 of them are optical. You can really use them any way you see fit. And you have 5 different analog inputs. Again, use them any way you see fit, but they're all nicely labeled. And finally, you have a phono stage, as I mentioned before, and you have 2, moving magnet and moving coil. So no matter what your turntable setup is, it's going to work on the SA750. And lastly, this unit is compatible with the Music Life app, so be sure to check that out on the App Store, no matter what device you're using. The Music Life app is Harman's version of a streaming-based software system or environment. Basically, it's going to give you access to any locally stored music on your network, be it on a NAS drive or a local PC or Mac, as well as giving you access to things like Tidal, Qobuz, and a few other over-the-air internet streaming services, all being built right into the amp and controlled with the app. So you can take this out of the box, load up that app, hop on your Tidal account, and go. It's a state-of-the-art unit wearing a vintage suit. For $3,000, the JBL SA750 is an awesome piece of audio kit, especially because of the legacy it carries and the unique limited availability that comes with it. So if you want to own a limited piece of audio hardware that will only be available for a very short period of time, and despite all of that still delivers excellent performance and a great feature set at that price, while being so limited and even matching to a legendary speaker, the L175, this is the piece for you. So head on over to Sky by Gramophone right now and secure your order of one of these, and we'll ship it fast and free straight to your door after your secure checkout. You can also give us a call or stop by one of the showrooms to place an order for a product like this. You'll find us in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland, and we also have a lovely kitchen design center in Hunt Valley. You can find us on social media too. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Houzz, Twitter, and a few others. Just check the links down below. If you guys need help coming up with project ideas, if you need to schedule a service request, or you just want to speak to one of our hi-fi home theater and interior design experts, get inspired at gramophone.com. And while you're there, ask at gramophone.com if you have any questions for me about anything that we've covered here on the channel. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this, please give us a like, drop a comment down below and say hi, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. Tell me what you think of this limited edition JBL release, both between the speakers and the amp, be it the L175s or the SA750. And also, I want to hear from you guys about what you would like to see from us in the future as well. Thanks guys for watching. Be seeing you.